Vale, creo que ya estamos en directo, chicos. Así que bueno. Hey, ¿cómo está, gente de YouTube? Aquí un nuevo directo para el canal. Nos encontramos nuevamente en lo que es Honkai Star Rail. Y como recordarán, la vez pasada Bronya estuvo en problemas, ya que al parecer Pelobos tiene una gran deuda. Así que bueno, se intentó solucionar el problema, pero Topaz es una persona con la que no se puede razonar. Hasta me cayó mal el amor. Pero bueno, ahorita lo que tengo que hacer es preguntar a las personas qué es lo que es su opinión de que si tienen que entregar Belobog a prácticamente volverse parte de la organización esa de Topaz. Así que
We
bueno,
meet again. How have you two been?
espero que todo salga bien. Ron, ya sabes que tú tienes mi apoyo.
Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong. I hope it's nothing too serious.
Lamento decepcionarte.
Sounds serious. I'm all ears.
Me cuentas apenas sobre la deuda con la corporación y la decisión de la Bronya.
Really? You better not be making things up.
No es broma, desafortunadamente.
I wish it were made up. Unfortunately, it's all true. We don't have much time, Pela. Bronya wants to get everyone's opinion.
Wait, you're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least give me a few seconds to think it over. Okay, I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IPC's conditions.
Es normal pensar de esa forma.
Huh. Okay. Any particular reason?
I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur. I care more about those in the present than a future I can't be sure of. If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a
Tiene muy
better
buen
world for
punto, la
future
verdad.
generations sounds great, right?
Hola, Penclo, muchas gracias por pasarte directo. Te lo agradezco
Fun for the
mucho.
engineers
Muchas
and
gracias.
architects who are directly involved in such a pursuit?
I see. So, compared to a distant and uncertain future, what you really care about is making sure the people around you have a good life. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
La cosa es qué pasó con Gepard. Si no recuerdan el directo pasado de Honkai Star Rail, Gepard estuvo en una situación muy problemática. Serval.
Well, look who we have here! You and Marge paying us a visit. What's the occasion? Uh-oh. Sounds like something serious is happening. You'd better fill me in.
Me cuenta así la decisión que la que se enfrenta a Bronya.
What? How is that possible? I need a moment.
Hola Mario, muchas gracias por pasarte directo, te lo agradezco mucho, muchas gracias.
We're racing against the clock. No time for head wrapping.
It's okay. I've thought it through. If it were up to me, I'd sign the contract.
Sí, es normal que se piense eso.
Hold on, are you serious? I thought you'd be against it for sure.
Surprised? My reasons are pretty simple. Signing this contract would mean we no longer have to worry about surviving. For most of the residents here, especially those in the underworld, that would be more than enough to persuade them. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up against them. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate.
I see. I suppose
Sí, la
that
verdad que
makes
sí.
sense. Thanks for your
Sinceramente yo
input.
no
I'll
tengo
make a note
mucha
of your
confianza en la
opinion.
corporación, chicos. Me falta.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. I didn't think you'd be back in Belobog so soon. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and even the Silvermane guards have had trouble dealing with them. Do you need my opinion? I'm happy to help.
Muy bien.
So that's who they are. It's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there really nothing we can do to assist her?
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running out of time. What's your take?
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. There is no room for compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract? Faced with this sort of coercion, we must resist them with all our might. Surrendering is not an option.
Sí, el problema es que aunque la corporación no tenga habilidades de pelear, la tecnología que tienen es demasiado fuerte. O sea, sé que como personas como Gepard y Silly no van a tener problemas con lidiar con eso, pero también podría ayudar a Sparrow, pero ahorita no está en situación de hacer eso. Pues. Si tuviéramos a Sparrow sí se los cargaría.
Did we miss anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just about everyone we needed to. From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's contract. We'd better hurry to the underworld and see what Natasha and Zila make of it all.
Muy bien, vayamos a preguntar clínica de Natasha.
Are there other matters?
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? To be honest, I'm surprised you even remembered an old geezer like me. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi.
Realmente eso, chicos.
Let me guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere?
Así es.
Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right. A lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone as young as Lady Bronya.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience. What do you think we should do?
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty plans no longer hold much appeal for an old-timer like me.
Sí, es que esa es una
If this
decisión muy complicada.
IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight,
Creo que sería bueno
then I think the
ir con
answer
vuelta
is
a
clear.
preguntar. Creo que él es
Have
muy
you
sabio. O sea,
considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor. And with the added burden of a massive debt, well, that's something we can manage on our own.
que necesitamos la opinión de alguien que sí
What
conozca
worries me
la
the most is how
corporación,
Lady
pues.
Bronya
O
will
sea,
handle the backlash from her people.
pero tampoco es que
Will she be able to
Belobog pueda
withstand the
hacer mucho.
criticism? Is she prepared to carry
Si ya
the
de por
weight
sí
of a tarnished
tenía
reputation for years
dificultades
to
para
come?
lidiar con Sparrow.
I think so too, but could you imagine having to hear names? Like the traitorous ruler for the rest of your life? Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg. Another vote for the four.
Silly, yo digo que sí va a estar bien en contra, ¿saben? Natasha,
What brings you two to the underworld? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way,
¿cómo es
it
que
must be
Natasha no se ha
urgent.
dado cuenta de todo lo que ya
Go
está
ahead.
pasando siendo la líder de la llamarada?
That is a lot of information to take in. Sorry, both of you. I know you're in a hurry, but I need a moment to think.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and well, if I were Bronya,
Ala.
I wouldn't sign it.
Natasha pues, dijo
I
algo
won't
que
deny the
de
offer
todas
on
las
the
personas yo
table is
pensé
a
que
very
Natasha sí iba a
tempting
ser
one.
alguien que
And
la
if we
aceptaría.
refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt, we may also incite the wrath of a very powerful force. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for
Eso es muy
security
cierto.
will end up with
Muy,
neither.
muy cierta esta frase.
Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow plains than live in a beautiful cage.
Wow, that's a pretty convincing argument. Another vote for the against pile. Thanks for your insight, Nat.
No me pueden permitir ir a preguntarle a Welt y creo que él es el que tendría la razón más coherente, o sea, la más importante. No digo que estas no sean importantes, sino que es la más sabia, porque Welt sí conoce sobre todo el mundo. Y creo que es una persona que tiene muchísimos conocimientos, o sea, creo que es la que tiene la opinión más sabia.
Big brother, what brings you to the under...
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion. True. Don Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age.
Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something? That's complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's all right, Clara. No pressure. Just tell us how you feel about it.
I think if we have a choice for the future, it should be everyone's decision. Because when I was playing with Hook, the moles, and the other kids, we talked about our dreams. Everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, then doesn't that mean our dreams will never come true? Just taking away people's dreams like that. I don't know. It feels wrong.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us.
Eso yo lo tomaría como algo en contra, ¿saben?
All that running around has worn me out.
O sea, al final la decisión final la tiene Bronya.
The votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments. Right! We haven't asked Zila. She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners. Come on.
Sí, es que esta es una de las decisiones más complicadas que uno debe de tomar. O sea, si tuviera ayuda sería fácil. O sea, desafortunadamente como están solos, o sea, Belobog no tiene apoyo de nadie debido a la situación que tuvo con el Stellar Run.
Are you feeling all right?
Es complicado tomar.
You look a little uneasy.
O sea, pero eso la deuda debería estar mal porque técnicamente no es culpa de ellos. O sea, ellos pensaron que Belobog había sido destruido, pero no se molestaron en averiguar qué había pasado realmente. Así que el periodo de tiempo ya pasó.
Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat.
O sea, la deuda ya debería estar cancelada. O sea, fue culpa de la corporación por no estar atentos de que Belobog estaba bien. Y están metiendo a un dilema muy grande.
I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case, I abstain.
What?
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make, and everyone feels differently about it. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. She knows what's at stake. She won't run away from her duty. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. She has to make the
Pobrecita, o
final
sea,
call.
apenas la ponen al cargo y ya tiene que tomar
I'm glad
decisiones
Belobog has
demasiado
someone like her
fuertes.
The time has come. Let's go fill her in. I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth minister.
Me pregunto qué se sentiría tomar una decisión de, así de ese calibre.
Are there other matters?
Que es donde sí agradaría mucho la ayuda de Kafka, ¿saben? O sea, sé que ellos no tienen la mejor tecnología, pero saben pelear como Dios manda. Bueno, Zero Wolf tiene una tecnología de
Fort's
madres.
packed. I've never seen this many people here before.
How could you possibly consider this?
Pobrecita, se nota que está sufriendo.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict?
We talked to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things.
Esos que hacen aquí,
Can't say I'm
tranquilos.
surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter? I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers? Oh, it's so loud I can't tell what anyone's saying.
It's pretty much the same situation here. Neither party is willing to compromise. The time has come to make a decision. This chaos cannot be allowed to continue any longer.
No me preocupes, Bronya. Cualquier decisión que tomes, yo te apoyaré.
All of you! I know what to do. Wait!
I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
Himiko, gracias por llegar. Viniste a salvar nuestras vidas.
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they come.
Miss Himiko, from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid the current circumstances are quite exceptional.
I understand, Miss Bronya. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant intel.
Es bueno que llegara alguien con un juicio muy grande.
I hesitate to call it a solution, but I might have some information that might help. It is my hope that with this information, you will be better equipped as the Supreme Guardian to make a wise and informed decision.
Information? Please, tell me what you know, Miss Himiko.
A ver.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true. which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog is the only way of ensuring the city's survival. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's technology is 63%.
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
Fallan muchos, casi la mitad.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. The success rate of projects personally handled by Topaz is above 80%. She's undoubtedly one of the most capable people in her field. I wanted to bring these numbers, these probabilities, to light. I think it's only fair that you know all the facts before making a decision. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himiko. This information is of great help.
Necesito una
Regardless
decisión
of how
más
alluring the
importante.
promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble. As a leader, I cannot let the future of Belobog hinge on a roll of the dice.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think you're making the right choice, Bronya.
Astral friends, I have an idea, but for it to work, I'll need everyone's cooperation. I need some time to rally all the residents in the city, and then I'll meet with Topaz again. Please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets, I ask that you...
Dejando a nosotros
Leave it to us. We'll find
de
her.
patear el
It
trasero.
won't be easy dealing with her, but these two will help me get the job done.
Sí, de todos modos, Himeko es muy fuerte.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us in our time of need. Not once, but twice. Stay safe, everyone.
De patear el trasero, Topaz. Let's go.
Shepard should be waiting for us in Rivet. Here we go again. Back to our old stomping grounds for another adventure.
Are there other matters?
No se preocupe, chicos, tengo update.
The Supreme Guardian has briefed me on the situation and asked that I assist you in locating Topaz. Ready to enter Rivet Town? Keep your guards up.
Por otro lado, Topaz y Smaragd.
Destination reached.
Wow, would you look at that? Huh. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they...
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formations.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of Eurillo 6 never used them in their fight against the Legion.
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, No one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot. Ask. Don't be shy.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion.
No veo
Anyone
eso
that
con
comes into contact
el
with
mundo de
Stellarone
Jin
is
Yuan.
doomed.
Ese está más que
On the
perfectamente bien.
surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the illusion of prosperity.
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate. That is all I wish to confirm regarding this matter. While my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours, it ultimately holds no weight. I am merely a tool, not a decision maker.
If only my colleagues had the same self-awareness as you. Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Al final Belobog sobrevivió sin su ayuda. Les patearé el trasero.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on.
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks.
Automaton stealth bomb?
I'll explain later.
Hasta Himiko quiere evitar batalla con ellos, vaya por Dios.
Look, down there!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb. Are you ready? Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remaining hidden will increase our...
Vaya, vaya.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an IPC field team leader.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me know. Are you ready? Remember, try to avoid being noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo! The coast is clear!
To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful.
Ni él creía que fuera tan
This is the
poderosa.
road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off!
Le patearé el trasero. Sparrow.
Mr. Sparrow? Are you alright? I hope Topaz and her IPC henchmen didn't hurt you.
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. I have had no conflict with the IPC's representatives. Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, while it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be conflict.
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means. But if it comes down to it, we won't back down either.
Al Wilson no le gana.
That's how
O
it's
sea, el
always
Wild
been.
es poderoso a otro nivel.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the right thing. Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
Show your courage and bow.
No sé si va a haber una pelea, así que me preparo.
Oh, hey there, slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow. I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you. Of course, the Nameless have quite the reputation. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili after all.
No sé quién es aquí, viene.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course. The deadline has already passed, but Bronya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. But we have very dear friends on Eurillo 6. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Quiero patear el trasero.
Miss Himiko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need. You're very curious about my work. So many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express.
Ya tengo autorizado, ya tengo autorización para
The best
patearte el
kept
trasero.
secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Eso es todo lo que tienes.
Troublesome. Bad luck. No matter. You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
I will this fight is set.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them. All things human creations.
That paradise may be
Yeah,
unreachable
vision
for
for
me.
me.
Savor it for me.
Here,
Equipped together as one. Lend me your strength.
A blade of you.
oh, la cagaste.
Thank you.
Lend me your strength. Commence cut. This battle is. No matter. I think something bit me and yang. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them.
Your end approaches. Savor it for me.
I think something bit all me. Things in this human creations. You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
Fail to center.
Here, try this. Reciprocity. Excellent. Trust. This battle is unavoidable. To travel. Resistance is timely. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them.
That paradise may savor it for me.
Converge and awaken. Deeper. Your assistance is timely.
Oh, la cagaste. Ay, no tengo puntos.
Fail to send you.
I see through.
Tu tecnología no es nada contra nuestro poder.
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons.
Bronya! You're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves. That would hardly be becoming of you.
I would never do such a thing. There was an important matter that required my attention.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yorillo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common ground.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my behavior just now. It was, inappropriate. I admire your determination. Seeing as we've come, this far, I've changed my mind. I'll hold off a little longer and see what you have to show me.
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. The first step was changing your mind. Members of the Express, we'll need your help too.
Desafío completado.
What a dismal sight. This district. Have you been here before?
Kyle, sorry for the delay. Are we clear to proceed?
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian. You and your companions can proceed north without hindrance.
Excellent. The mountain road ahead is a little treacherous. Watch your step. Let's go.
Vamos a ir a ver dónde está Cucolia.
What is this place? We've never been here before,
Ah,
right?
chinga, este lugar es nuevo.
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving. Look, the people of Belobog have not given up. I just want to give them a chance.
No hay tarde para ocultar la cámara, pero bueno.
Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there? I thought you might. Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog. I was wondering if there was any information on the engine of creation in your records?
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive feat of engineering, yet there's not a single mention of it in any of the Strategic Investment Department's reports.
I may know the reason why. The engine of creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog, without any external assistance. The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, the engineers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, designing and constructing it.
So what you're saying is the engine of creation was a weapon constructed by the Belabogians themselves?
Yes, but not entirely. The engine of creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion, and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was codenamed the Geological Reconstruction Unit. It was actually given a much grander purpose: to help the Belabogians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former glory, after driving away all those who threatened it.
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generations of Belabogians. Madame Rand was truly an inspiring leader. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me. She's quite the inspiring leader as well.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom was under immense threat once again. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we Belobog have the will and the ability to control our own destiny. The outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their decision. They have chosen to preserve this homeland with their own two hands.
I must say, I didn't anticipate this at all. I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Bronya. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstances with my childhood. That was a serious lapse of judgment on my part. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But your civilization has persisted through the snow and storms for 700 years.
Me agrada. Ya me está cayendo un poquito mejor.
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll find a way to gradually repay it. But it'll take some time.
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Eurillo 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Unless...
Don't worry, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the nameless aboard the Astral Express are willing to vouch for this world.
Fantastic. That might just work. As for the reports and potential accountability, I'll handle it.
En serio, Himeko fue clave para esta misión. Ya no me caes tan mal. Tenía planeado matarte, pero bueno.
Miss Topaz,
Don't worry, it's nothing I can't handle. There are more important things than titles and rank. If that's what they want to do, then so be it.
Thank you so much for all you've done. I never thought we'd drag the Express into a crisis again.
A rift? I wouldn't go that far. Also, it's me who's mostly to blame. 17. Oh, I think I might know who you're talking about. You could say he's a special case. For most people, the interview process is much...
Ah, caray.
I'm glad we're able to discuss some lighter topics. Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been, Miss Topaz. If you need...
I appreciate the offer, but it's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future. Only next time...
Y nunca pensé que hablaría de quedarme en esto también.
If there's nothing pressing, let's take a walk.
No se logró resolver todo de manera pacífica. Para que vean, Velo también es capaz de crear maquinaria. Incluso creo que fue incluso más impresionante que la de la corporación.
How did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
Well, you know, keeping an eye on the crew is just another part of a navigator's job.
Bueno, me alegra que nos estuvieras cuidando desde arriba, ¿sabes?
March was looking forward to the Soulwarm Festival for ages. I never thought this trip would be so...
Duérmete, pana. Necesitas un descanso.
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking the following disciplinary measures against you. Your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be revoked, including stock options and performance bonuses. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond. If you have any objections to this penalty, you may also file an appeal in writing.
I have no objections.
Understood. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? If there are no further remarks, this meeting is concluded.
You only got demoted one rank? Phew, you dodged a bullet there. Pretty big project to mess up on. So, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh, wait. I guess I am now. My apologies. I'm still getting used to my new place in the hierarchy.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. I told you Eurillo 6 would be a high-risk, low-reward case. Why do you even bother? In our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset. If you're not careful, you'll end up leading yourself down a dead end.
Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up.
Wait, hold on a minute. Don't hang up, I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. Okay. How about this? While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurillo 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department.
Terravan?
That's right. The renowned Terravan. One of the 7 board members. He's throwing his support behind us instead of the Marketing Development Department for once. Oswaldo won't be laughing anymore. Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Your antics on such a crucial day can't exactly have painted the Strategic Investment Department in a good light, you know? Since you get the point, let's get down to business. I'm currently at Pierpoint. There's a major deal that could affect the whole department. I just so happen to need a
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony. What else?
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it. At least someone higher than rank P46.
Honestly, who knows? The family has some pretty questionable characters. If you ask me, doing business with them is a lost cause. But as we both know, the IPC does more than just business deals. Guess it's my time to shine. So, how about it? This is a rare opportunity. Consider it. You never know, you might even be able to make up for your blunder on your Rillos.
I'll get back to you later. Seems like it's just one. I hope I made the right decision this time.
Yes, eh?
The snow is mesmerizing.
El mercado del mañana 2. Bueno chicos, pues hasta aquí será el directo del día de hoy. La misión duró más de lo que pensaba. Ya puedo hacer esta misión y la haré porque quiero tener una oportunidad de conseguir a Jinryu. Pero bueno. Bueno chicos, espero que como siempre les haya gustado. Muchas gracias a todos los que estuvieron dentro del directo y se los agradezco mucho. Lamento que el directo tenga que terminar así tan repentinamente, pero es que empecé un poco tarde el directo. Mañana me despierto tarde, pero igual tengo que asegurar algunas cosas. Pero bueno, espero que como siempre les haya gustado. Muchas gracias a todos los que estuvieron dentro del directo y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Adiós.